The best gift you can ever give another human being is to tell them, I see you, I hear you. And Toastmasters is the best place to do that. And Valley Stars is one of my absolute favorite clubs.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Neviana Tzvetkova, and I am the VPPR for Valley Stars Toastmasters. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Meet Our Members. Right now, I have in the waiting room Miss Serena McCullough, who just had her birthday yesterday, and I will be singing her happy birthday song. But before I let her come in, I want to share with you that she's a very active member, Distinguished Toastmaster, already a part of Toastmasters for the last 10 years. She has earned 3 Distinguished Toastmaster awards, and this is the highest level that you can possibly have at Toastmasters. She's been a district leader 3 times and held nearly every club officer role. It's a true pleasure to welcome to our meeting and our podcast series, Miss Serena McCullough. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Serena. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more. Serena, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good. I feel energized. We just had our meeting and I feel very lucky to be here because I just turned 30 years old. So my birthday was yesterday and I'm in a celebratory mood. Perfect timing.
You look amazing for 30. So
Thank you.
what would you wish for your next 30 or your next 60? What is on your to-do list?
On my to-do list, I think there's a lot of things, but I think the main thing is I want to grow as a person. I feel like I've grown a lot, especially being in Toastmasters, not just with the communication skills, which is what it's all about, but as the Toastmasters tagline is where leaders are made. I really truly feel like Toastmasters is one of the best places to grow and learn and embrace your leadership skills you might not have even known you had.
Yes, I just announced you and noticed in your biography that you have been with Toastmasters for over 10 years. Tell me about it. How did you find out about Toastmasters? How was it love at first sight? Were you guessed?
I found out about Toastmasters the way a lot of kids find out about things through their mom and through my mom twisting my arm, literally. She dragged me in the car in the morning. It was a good 35, 40 minutes away. At 9 a.m., which of course now 9 a.m. seems like nothing, but back then it was way too early to go anywhere. And so the meeting starts at 9 a.m., but it ran 3 hours. 3 hours. It's like
For a,
Gone with the Wind.
for a child, that's a
That was a lot
really
for
a
me.
lot.
But when I sat there in that little theater, my first club, Renaissance Speakers, I was blown away. And I said, I want that. I want confidence. I want the ability to communicate and be understood. So huge for me. And I wanted the friendships. I could tell that a lot of individuals had made lasting relationships. They built connections with individuals. And I wanted all of those things. So when I went and saw that, I thought, this is for me. And I've been in Toastmasters 11 years now. My Toastversary is in February.
So it wasn't love at first sight, but you grew to love it if you've been here with us for so long. How did your life change? Did you make the friends that you wanted to?
My life has changed. I feel like I have a tremendous amount of confidence. I've had to give presentations for work, and a lot of our clients are attorneys. Imagine getting thrown in a room with 20 attorneys sitting around a boardroom like table, and they're asking you 10 different questions, and you don't necessarily know the answer. Table topics in real life. It was brilliant. I was able to adapt to situations when my boss would ask me suddenly to give a report. It's due in 10 minutes. You got to stand up in front of everybody. Or even just being able to articulate better in the written word. I've learned that through Toastmasters. It's been an incredible journey. The job I basically have, my title is client service representative, which doesn't mean too much, but it's marketing. And essentially, I reach out to attorneys and help them. The services we offer for them are investigation work, things like surveillance, social media background checks. And that's meant for when they suspect a claimant has a claim that's fraudulent, we help them look into it. And unfortunately, there are people out there that try and take advantage of others. And so we exist to rectify that situation, because when one person cheats the system, it affects everybody.
I do this podcast series to bring more clarity and visibility to our club, Valley Stars, and also to Toastmasters. And I hope and have my fingers crossed that people reshare and repost, because if nobody from our members reposts, then we're the only ones watching this.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them and I really do like them. I think that
Oh.
you take the best parts and you clip it together. I'm not fantastic with editing, so I think whenever someone can do something I can't, I always find that amazing because I see it as a learning opportunity. And so I love the work you've done on these. I think that you showcase the people as they are and the beauty and the benefits and everything in between from their stories. I love it.
Oh, thank you. You are also my mentor. Have you mentored many people? What can you tell me about the program?
Toastmasters is an incredible program. And I definitely have had the opportunity to mentor people. I've also had the similar opportunity to be mentored by others. I think that's one of the great things about Toastmasters. You've been in it for a while, you've learned, you've grown. Individuals have passed on knowledge to you and inspiration to you, and then you in turn get to pass it on to others. And I feel like you start with developing your speaking skills and learn that, and then you grow into learning leadership skills. They're kind of two parts of the package, and you get both sides if you stick with the program long enough. Toastmasters, really, to sum it up, it's a nonprofit international organization that helps people with communication leadership skills. But truly, I think Toastmasters is a second family. It can become that for many people. I know that is for me. I've made some amazing bonds. One of my favorite people in the whole wide universe, outside of my mom, who is my favorite person. So, one of my favorite people, to be crystal clear, is Roberta Perry. She's mentored me, guided me for 11 years, not just in speaking, but in being a leader. And I feel like because of her, and my mom was also in Toastmasters because remember, she got me into it. She mentored me as well, helping me write my first introductions. She helped me do everything from the very beginning. And without those two women, I would not be the person I am today. And I think that that shows a lot for what Toastmasters is. I feel like the presentations I've given at work and school, my writing style, the communication skills, my trying to understand and empathize and work with people that I'm not used to, and we have different ways of doing things. All of those skills come from being in this environment because life is like that. You get thrown into a pot with people and have to work on a project. You don't know anything about them. How do you build that connection, that relationship? And in Toastmasters, you learn quickly how to work with anybody because you have constant roles that are changing, leadership roles that are changing. You have contests, you have things that need to be organized, stuff that has to be done, and you have to work with people And so you build relationships, you learn how to quickly get that connection, whatever that is. Find something that you have in common or that you can like about the person, appreciate about them. And in doing that, you can grow and eventually become friends for years or even for life.
Yes, now I'm building bridges. I wasn't able to contact anything from California, and part of me was there because living in California for 4.5 years, especially when I was the end of my teenage years, I consider myself 1/4 American, and Toastmasters gave me a way to build new bridges, and now anything is possible. If I could eventually come and work, or we could collaborate even across the distance. And this is such an exciting times that we live in. Do more clubs meet online or hybrid? And how do you anticipate the future for Toastmasters meetings?
Yeah, absolutely. I am currently serving as the program quality director for District 52, which I am very honored and thrilled to have this opportunity. And this position covers the education and training. One of the things that we encourage people to do is if they feel safe and comfortable, go back in person. But most of our clubs are moving in the direction of hybrid meetings because after this last few years, we've had this incredible opportunity to be able to have members from all over. One of the most amazing people I've met is from Australia. Her name is Rosie Fitzner. She's in a couple of clubs that I'm in, and her spark, her energy, her glow, the oomph, that magic that she brings, that sparkle, she has something very special. Every meeting I've seen her in, she has such an incredible energy about her. And she has come to the United States. She joined a couple of clubs here and went up the ranks and actually won in District 100 at the area level contest. And it was her first time competing. So we have such an opportunity, and I'm glad that individuals have taken advantage of it. And I think hybrid meetings are possibly the way of the future.
Do you have any recommendation for first time hybrid meetings like our club? Valley Stars is having their first hybrid meeting in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Our district has monthly workshops, and we had a previous workshop on how to host a hybrid meeting. We'll probably have another one giving people tips and tricks. The main thing is, as some people say, keep the main thing, which is give your speeches, do your table topics. Technology is great, but it doesn't always work all the time. And we're doing the best we can. We're learning as we go. We're modifying when we see the need to. And I think that as long as you focus on doing your best to connect with your members, if the Zoom doesn't work, you can try WebEx. If that doesn't work, you can try Google. If that doesn't work, you can just bring them on the phone and have that human connection, because that's what makes a Toastmasters meeting special.
Thank you so much for taking the time and being with us, even on your birthday. May you be blessed. Please tell me the last words of advice. I'm picturing somebody who wants to develop their public speaking skills but are shy. What would you tell that person? How would you support that individual to get into the meetings if they're shy but they want to? How do they cross the comfort zone?
I think life is an adventure, and you get what you put into it. Whether you take the plunge or not, it's entirely up to you. But I do want to bring up a quote by our first female international president of Toastmasters that has stuck with me, and I think really makes a huge difference and says a lot about the impact of this organization. And the quote is, if you get out of Toastmasters all there is to get out of Toastmasters, then you'll never get out of Toastmasters. And that was said by Helen Blanchard, because the truth is that this organization is more than that. It is all about the connections you make. It's all about seeing the human behind the screen, behind the speech. And if you make those human connections, if you're meeting people and connecting with them in such a way that you make a lasting impression in their life and they make one in yours, what better use of your time is there? That's one of the things most people seek in life, is to have that I am seen, I am heard. And the best gift you can ever give another human being is to tell them, I see you, I hear you. And Toastmasters is the best place to do that. And Valley Stars is one of my absolute favorite clubs, because not only are they friendly, they remember my birthday. That's incredible. Not only did they take the time to get to know you as a person, but they appreciate all of you, everything. Mistakes, flaws, they love every bit of you. And that's what real friends do.
Goosebumps. I think this is the best ending for this interview. God bless you. Thank you for being so wonderful. I always look forward to get inspired by your speeches because they enrich me. Thank you for doing this amazing job at District.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.